Hi, my name is Jerry Jacobs, and on this episode of Eating for Fitness, we're going to talk about nutrition for competition. Before we get into eating for sports, I would like to break down the two parts of this podcast individually. First, we'll talk about sports competition. Sports competition is a contest for supremacy. It's hard work at a great energy expenditure to win a contest. And next we have nutrition. Nutrition is the process by which your body uses food. For our purposes, we're going to focus on carbohydrates and protein. Specifically, simple carbohydrates, complex carbohydrates, lean protein, and unlean protein. Simple carbohydrates are things like candy and fruit. They're already in the form your body needs to use as energy. Simple carbs are easy to digest. Next, we have complex carbs. Complex carbs are foods that have to be converted into simple sugars your body needs for energy. Complex carbs are things like vegetables, grains, and beans. Your body has to work harder to break down complex carbs into simple sugars. By working harder, your metabolism kicks into higher gear, in turn giving you more energy for a longer period of time. And now we'll move on to lean and unlean protein. Lean protein are things like baked or grilled fish, baked or grilled chicken. Lean protein is meat with a low amount of saturated fat. Protein helps the body regenerate soft tissue. One example would be your skin after a superficial abrasion. Unlean protein are things like ground beef or fast food burgers and deep fat fried chicken or any other deep fat fried meat of any kind. Unlean protein will still help the body repair, but it's also bad for your cholesterol and could potentially lead to unhealthful weight gain and heart disease. Finally, this brings us to nutrition for competition. Before competition, you should eat about 3 to 4 hours. You should eat complex carbs, things like bread, pasta, and vegetables. This will ensure optimal energy due to the digestive time frame of 8 total hours. When eating before competition, you should consume 400 to 800 calories, depending on your body weight. You want to eat mostly carbs like I stated before, and you want to stay away from fatty proteins, as these can be harder to digest and can make you feel nauseous during a workout or a competition. That brings us to the competition. A half hour before the competition or during the competition, you should eat things like simple carbohydrates or fruit. This will keep your sugar stores and your brain fresh during competition. When I say sugar stores, I mean the glycogen your muscle needs to use as an energy source. And last but not least, after competition, you should have a lean meat for recovery and a complex carb so your muscles can replenish simple sugars or glycogen to be used during energy use in the future. In conclusion, the proper ratio of protein and carbohydrates 3 to 4 hours before a competition can help your energy levels stay high during great energy expenditure. You also want to remember during a competition to take in simple carbohydrates. This is especially for those sporting events that last over 90 minutes. And after a competition, it's also important to eat. Remember, lean meats are good for recovery and soft tissue repair, such as muscles, and complex carbs so your muscles can take in that glycogen store that it needs for future energy expenditure. This concludes our podcast for the day. Remember these tips, and good luck in all your sporting events.